while ago, I blew the head gasket on this car because somebody had swapped the head trying to do a mini-me conversion, so it's called. So I blew a head gasket, and then it threw the timing belt, and it was just this huge fiasco. So in the process of fixing everything, since all the valves were bent, I just replaced the head. But ever since, it's been leaking oil all over the place, and it's also been blowing smoke like crazy. So I want to try to get to the bottom of this, and I think the head gasket might be leaking again. I don't think it's the timing cover gasket because the head actually looks really clean, all things considered. So it's just underneath of the head where the block is getting all this oil. So it kind of is a sign to me that maybe the head gasket is leaking oil, and that's letting oil get into the cylinders, and that's why it's burning oil. So I want to try to get to the bottom of this, and I think I have a way to figure it out. And what it is fluorescent oil. So I'm going to do an oil change really quick, and I'm going to top off the car with this fluorescent oil here, and hopefully the fluorescent oil will help to pinpoint where my leaks are. So let's take a look under the engine bay here before the fluorescent oil, and we see there really isn't that much going on under here. Some kind of plant looks like found its way in here. It's kind of neat to take a black light under the engine here. See how things change color. Let's get underneath and take a look, changing the oil. Okay, it's time to find out. Will it fit on the ramps? Survey says, oh, it's gonna be close. You can see it's leaking down there. Okay, it's gonna be a close one. We'll give it a shot, see what happens. So the bumper actually cleared without a problem. That was kind of a nice surprise. So another problem with lowered cars is when you get them on the ramp, there's still no clearance underneath to work on the car. It is tight down here. Tight, tight, tight. So you can see some more of the extent of all the oil leaks underneath of here, which is nice. It's built-in rust proofing because it's continuously coating itself in oil. But let's keep the oil on the inside of the engine. Got it. Yeah, it's some pretty dirty stuff. Okay, so it's time for the moment of truth. Oh, that's crazy. Supposedly, the fluorescent coloring indicates that it has an additive to help reduce wear. Although I don't know if this was their intended use to find leaks and blow it all over the place, but that's what we're going to be using it for. So go in there, little oil. All right, oil, do your job. So one of the complaints I always have with traditional oil is you can't see where on the dipstick your oil is. But that's not an issue here. I can see. Got to top it off a little bit more. So here's what it looks like pouring in without the black light. Whoops. Surprisingly, it doesn't look like, it almost kind of looks like coolant, really. And before you ask, no, I didn't buy coolant to put in my oil. Right? Yeah, no, we're good. Need to clean that up real quick. Gonna get a false reading because I accidentally poured oil up the side there. I always think I'm better at pouring oil in than I'm actually capable of doing. I get it all over the place, which makes you wonder how much of this is really just me. So let's see if we can clean some of that up so we're not gonna get a false reading. But I think this is gonna work great. I'm gonna be able to pinpoint where I'm leaking leaking. Regular light, don't really see anything, maybe a little bit of oil. Then black light, that is cool. So while I'm waiting for the oil to seep out around the engine, I want to see what does it look like when it burns. So this is kind of unique. Not everybody's car burns oil, but mine burns all over the place. So let's see what it looks like. So it looks like the fluorescent additive doesn't make its way through the exhaust. So I'm guessing it gets caught up in the catalytic converter, or maybe it just kind of gets stuck in the engine. Maybe it's just getting coated on the exhaust and not making its way through, but oh well, I was kind of excited. I was hoping I'd have fluorescent smoke, but it didn't pan out that way. So back at the garage now, and taking a look, have a really steady stream of smoke coming out now, and hitting it with a black light, still not seeing anything fluorescent. But when I look inside of the tailpipe a little bit, I am seeing these little tiny dots that are lighting up with the fluorescent dye. So I wonder, it looks like there's just maybe a little tiny bit making it through the exhaust. So looking at the engine block, I have some puddled up here, kind of underneath the exhaust manifold. And we're not sure where it came from exactly. Looks like it mixed in with the oil that was there already, and it kind of diluted it, and it doesn't show up the best. So it doesn't show up on the camera too well, but I can see it a little bit. And basically what I think I can conclude is the head gasket is definitely leaking. I can see the fluorescent a little bit here underneath the head gasket, but I'm not seeing it further down below or up above. So it seems like the head gasket is the culprit, and I think I'm gonna take it apart after I drive it some more, and that'll be the next video with this car, is finally making it pass emission so I can register it again. So as always, thanks for watching, and if you have any ideas on things you'd like to see, or maybe what's going on with my car here, make sure to leave a comment below, and I hope to catch you next time.